Chloe Demir of Save the Victor Roll. How's everybody doing today? Amazing, I hope. It is another video from your older than average YouTuber here on the YouTubes, and we're going to be doing a 2-look video playing with the Cosmic Brushes Cooltrals palette. So if you want to see the looks we create, you're in the right place. And you know what you need to do? You need to keep on watching. So excited! Here it is, the Cosmic Brushes Cool Trolls, neutrals, but in a cool tones. There were 2 different palettes. There was a slightly more colorful one, and there was a very neutral one. You could buy them as a bundle or separately. I was this close to pulling the trigger on the bundle, but I was very good, and I just got the one that I actually really wanted, which was the colorful one. Will I have FOMO? Maybe a little later, because like I said, I'm still sad. I've probably said this a few times regarding the very first palette that they released that I never got a chance to get, but I hear it may be relaunched, so if it is, then I'm going to grab one of those then. But anyways, so this was so tight to get off. I thought I was going to have to rip this case off, so I haven't put it back on, but the inside matches the outside, and let's take a look at this bad boy. So of course, we've got our little plastic cover. We'll take that off. A mirror, and here it is. So it is very cool toned. This one is also pretty neutral. It does have a whack of neutral shades in there, but then of course it always has some pops of color, and they are some cool blues, which I really like. And then of course we've got some of these beautiful shiny shimmery shades here. Again, there is 20 of them, and then some of the names on here are things like Slate, Eternal, Secret, Natural, Affinity, Midnight. So there we go. There's probably some way better swatches out there in the ether, so I will let you go and search for those. But I thought we could do an eye look with this. I'm contemplating if I should do 2 looks, but we will see how it goes as we do this. So this may be look 1 of 2, or it may be the only one. I'm still kind of thinking about it. So let's get some eye primer on our eyes and play with this. So I've primed my eyes. I'm using one of these Cosmic brushes, one of these flat brushes. So I've been, except for one order I forgot, I've been trying to do a brush per order because again, I'm trying to be on a budget. Would it probably been cheaper to buy the whole brush set at one time? Yes, but I've been kind of slowly going through these purple ones here. But I really have been enjoying using this for eye primer, especially when it's a more firm one. So this time, instead of buying a new brush, I bought one more of these flat ones, and then the first one I think I ever got was one of these floofy bad boys, so we'll probably use these today as well. And then for priming, I've been panning my Prime is Everything, so there we go. I was playing with, I have a kimchi concealer that I've been using as an eye primer because it's white, and but it's sometimes on certain formulas, because I know you're not supposed to use concealers as eye primers, but I find that a lot of times they do double duty, but it splits some of my shimmers. So I'm going back to finishing this up before I start opening up some of my other favorite ones. I do have some color primer ones, but I don't think I think the ones I have, I don't think the majority will go with these colors. So anyways, these are the ones we have here. I will quickly put some glasses on, and then we can just quickly discuss all these shades before we do an eye look. So the first one we have here is Slate, and this one is kind of like, it's interesting because it does in some ways look like it's a little bit silvery, but then it looks very brown. So then we've got Eternal, Stone Cold, Grounded, and Gravitate. I think each row would probably do a really cool look. We've got Natural, Secret, Crave, Moonlight, and Shadow. Always tempted to play with the blacks. We have a shimmery black and we have a matte one. So we've got Affinity, Midnight, Hidden, Cooltrals. So of course it'll be the one named after the palette. It's Tempting. Yes, Tempting. That one is very tempting. This shimmery, cool purple. Then we've got Intuition, Reveal, Attract, Magnetic, and Eclipse. So the shades that are really right away screaming at me are these 2. This one here. Actually, I do like this one as well. So I'm thinking maybe we want to play down here. though this shade called Gravitate here is very pretty as well. So I think what I want to do is let's try to do a bit of a blend. So I'm going to use the shade that's called Cooltrals, and I'm going to use that one as for setting my primer and to take up on the lid a little bit. And then I'm going to be using my Cosmic brushes. I didn't put any highlighter on because I didn't quite know what colors we were going to go to. So I thought we could maybe end up using the Cosmic brushes, a frosting palette for that as well, or possibly a shade out of here. But let's go to that shade Cooltrals, which is the namesake of this palette. Like I said, they did 2 with this release. It came so fast. By 1 minute after the hour, I was checked out. I had my brush, I had my palette. I was ready to go. I already had the brush in and just keep hitting refresh. So I was ready to go. So I think within a minute, I cashed out. So it were, and yeah, so it shipped like basically I think within a day. Almost a little bit of a gray, purpley gray. I like that. So there we go. So we just kind of blend it along the top there. And next up, I think we are going to go into the shade that is called Intuition. So that is that one right there. It's in the same color, almost same just a little bit warmer of a cool tone compared to the Cooltrals. Yeah, I think we're going to do a 2-look video. I think that's what we're going to do, I think. So this will be look number 1. And I am covered in cat hair, so if you see, I tried to get most of it off, but so if you possibly see an orange cat running around, I am watching my friend Amy's cat. She, their husband and her son are in the UK, and well, right now they're in France, and then I think they're going to the UK, over to England, and then back home. So they are in France right now, doing a family vacay. And yeah, I said I would watch her cat. He's older, like my girls. He's close to the same age. I think he's just maybe a few months younger than Missy is. So I said, sure. And they've been doing really well. I mean, they're still separated, but this is the first time I've had a boy cat in the house. So I'm very curious to see how the energy is. And so far, there's been no hissing when they've come up to the gate. One little swat, but a very gentle. And yeah, so I'm thinking maybe because I've got him for a little over 2 weeks, maybe if everything is going really well, I can try and see if we can introduce, and that way the girls can have free range of the house as well again. But because I've got a strange cat in, I'm able to segregate my house in half, and the girls are in one part, and Gatsby, as in the Great Gatsby, is in the other side. I don't think he's been liking to sleep. He's over on the other corner there. He likes sleeping on top of his carrying case. Either that, he is on my stereo stand. There's a spot there that he likes to sleep on. It's very funny. I have all these soft furnishings, but yeah, it's the bag or the stereo thing. Okay, this color is really, really pretty. I really like this. I really love the Cosmic brushes formula. It's very rare where there's brands that I feel are 1,000 times worth the hype, and that you want to get almost every single release. And except for the first one, and then the more neutral shade of this, I have all the palettes so far. Alrighty, I really like that. So for the front part, let's go into the shade that is called Attract. So that's that one there. I'm going to do that a little bit more towards the front. I'm going to go back again into that first shade that we used. So the Cooltrals shade, and I want to blend a little bit more along the top there. Just kind of wanted to blend near the top and merge in those two colors a little bit. Probably could do that with this other one here. There we go. I'm going to leave the center for now. I'm going to take my other new one of these. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into the shade that is called Hidden. And I'm going to use that for the bottom lash line. That one is more of a soft blue. So like almost like a navy, not navy, like a, I should say a denim blue. I have a really beautiful, in one of my St. Angel Sinners, a shimmery denim. Kind of close to this, but a little bit brighter. That would look really good with that too. Alrighty, so we're gonna go into Hidden. And then this is good besides doing eye primer because this is so narrow. It'll be good for doing bottom lash line. I don't know if you can see the difference as much as I do, but here is definitely more purple and that is more of a blue, but because it's in that same cool family, I think it goes together really, really well. I think that looks really nice. Alrighty, so I'm very interested in both of these shimmery shades that are in here. The one that's called Infinity, and then I really like the one that's called Tempting. But thinking because this is more purpley, we might go with the Tempting. And then for inner corner, I think maybe we might want to do either Reveal, or if we wanted to keep it purpley but a little bit different, we could go in with Secret. But I think let's start Tempting first. I'm going to do first with the phalange onto the middle of my eye. I left it a little bit more blank there to get a little bit more color. Yeah, their formula is usually good either way, that you can use your finger or you can use a brush and a little bit of spray. I think you get pretty much the same effect if I remember correctly. We're going to find that out in a second. Got some spray. Let's use the flat brush that we use for primer. Clean that off, and then we will go into Tempting again. Goes on pretty close to the same, but I definitely think the finger is still definitely the better way to go. These nice shimmery shades. Okay, that's really pretty. So now for the inner corner, I think I'm going to stay in the bottom two rows because I think I want to try and do my next look maybe in there, even though the dark blues are kind of calling me. Let's go into the shade that is called Reveal and see what we get there. Yeah, I think I like this. I need a little bit more light. I don't think I'm seeing you're seeing the color as much as I am. Yeah, here we go. I think that is super nice. Now, do I want to add a little bit more shimmer on the outer edge? Oh, that would be too light. I just really like that. I think I am going to try a little bit of blue on the outside. And then I'm going to use the brush that I used for Hidden, and I'm going to go into Magnetic, which is that blue. Okay, and there we go. So almost monochromatic, right? I like that. Okay, so let me go finish up eyes and things and we will be back. Okay, so I decided to do is a little bit more of an 80s look, so we added a brightish pink lip. I used a little bit of a cinnamon roll from the Frosting highlighter palette, did a little bit of a wing, a little bit of mascara, and that is our first look with the Cooltrals from Cosmic Beauty. And so on to the next look. So we're on to our second look. So our first look, we played more along the bottom here. So we use these nice lavendery, bluey, cool tone shades here with a little bit of blue We used a little bit of that sparkle, a little bit of this sparkle. So I think we are going to stick more to the top here. So we are going to test out this black shade in here that's called a shadow. We may actually even use a little bit of that shimmery one there. I washed my brushes last night. We are already primed and we are ready to go. So we're going to go into the shade shadow. I'm going to quickly just lightly tap that off on my hand because I did do my base first. And then let's see what we get here. And that is a decent black. Again, we're using a very fluffy brush. Nothing really dense yet because we can build it up. I just want to place it a little bit and play with the color. So we are going to go like so to start. Still trying to decide if I want to wing it out a little bit today or if I'm going to keep it round. I've been kind of digging that vibe the last a little bit here. There we go, just really lightly. We will probably darken it after and then we can see if it can get way darker. But like I said, I just took a nice fluffy brush, I blended it in, and there we go. So maybe I do want to wing it out today. So let me see if I can find. So we're just going to use our Cosmic Brushes brush in here. This one I really like because again, that's why I ended up getting a second one. I don't have a lot of these really flat brushes and I find they're really good for under here, for doing wings, for eye primer. These seem to have a lot of uses. I don't know, does it have a name of what they classify this as? Is it just a number? Yeah, it just has a number. Alrighty. Hi, oh, there he is. This is Mr. Gatsby. He is visiting me for a little bit while his mom is in Europe. She's right now in Paris, and I think they're going to be going in a few days to London. He is a bit of a talker. He's also very cuddly. If you pick him up, he starts to purr right away. He's such a sweet boy. Trying to see how my girls are dealing with having a male cat. Missy came out. She wanted to come out for a bit today, so I'm like, all right. She marched herself right up to him. He kind of gave a little sniff. She hissed a couple times and was like, I'm out. But she 100% knows he's here now, so I guess it'll be up to her to decide if she wants to come out again, and then we can test it again. But since he'll be here for a few weeks, if they do well, you never know. Abby has actually no interest whatsoever. She's normally the one that's the big hisser if we have other cats here, but she probably went, oh, it's just a male dude, not a competing female. I'm fine. So she doesn't seem to be quite interested. So this is going out very gray, but I may, like I said, I may darken it later. And this is definitely a cooler black. So now let's go into this purple shade here that's called a natural. So we're going to go into that one. Let's see. Brush down. Oh, okay, there we go. Yeah, the Cosmic Brushes one I grabbed. Okay, so we're going to take the shade natural. Just playing with these colors, I can definitely tell I don't have a lot of cool tones in my collection. They seem to be definitely more vivid and warmer. So this is a bit of a learning curve here. So it's nice to get something that's actually a little bit different in my collection. All right, yeah, I think I'm happy with that winged look. We've placed this color here. So now let's pick another color. So we do have this one that's called a Grounded, that's kind of in that same color story, just brighter, but then I really like the idea of using the shade here that's called Crave, which again is it's in the purpley shade. It would have been nice with this too, but these are more like bluey lavender, so these went better together. So I think these would go better together. So I'm thinking for the front, let's use that one there. Okay, so now that I've placed the color, I'm going to see if I can deepen all the mattes here and then do the bottom lash line, and then we can play with some shimmers. So let's see if I can darken that black. It's almost a more like almost like a super dark gray now that I look at it closer. Let's see. I'm going to use that for the bottom lash line as well, about 3/4 of the eye. Yeah, I'm definitely thinking it is more a super, super dark gray than a black. Okay, so I'm going to go back into the first shade that was natural. I'm going to use the same kind of flat brush, see if I can get it a little bit darker. And then we'll go into the lightest shade that we use, that's called Crave. So again, that is that lace. I really like the packaging that the mirror automatically kind of goes back. Yeah, like that. And then a little bit on the bottom lash line. And I'm going to take a thinner brush, and then I'm going to go into the shade that is called a Grounded. That's that one there. Okay, so now I've laid out everything that I like here, and then now I'm going to do some of the shimmery shades. So we're going to start with using a little bit of the black shade that's called Eclipse. I just want to see how that is, and then kind of put that on the outer edge a little bit. I'm going to again use the same soft, smaller brush, and then I'm going to spray though. And then for the middle of our lid, we're going to use the shade that's called, should we use Secret or Gravitate? Hold on. This is, ooh, that's pretty. Gravitate. Ooh, that might be nice. And then this one is Secret. Yeah, I think we're gonna use Gravitate. So that is that shade there. Use our little flat brush here, clean it off. That's a beautiful shade. It's nice and slick feeling. So, and then for the front of the eye, we are going to use that other shade that is called Secret. So we will go on that one. And it just goes from a lighter to a darker purple into the black, but then it also shimmers. Looks like almost like a little gold or something in there as well. And then for along the top, I'm going to go into Slate. I'm going to try that one just along the top. Yeah, I really like the shimmers in this palette. They're just really nice and soft and silky feeling. And then we're going to pop into the inner corner. We're going to use Moonlight, which is the silver shade that's in here. Okay, so I'm just going to clean up around the edges a little bit, maybe put some liner, etc., and then see where we are. And final look, I put on some lashes, a teeny bit of liner, some of my Dose of Color 10th anniversary liquid lip. For highlighter, I used a smidge of Green Apple from the Frosted. I thought that would look really nice, and there we go. Want to take a look? I think that turned out pretty good. Yeah, I had to clean up a little bit. I just took a Q-tip and kind of went around the edges there a little bit just to straighten her out. Yes, I should have brought out my tape, but here we are. But I think that's not too bad. Trying to learn to play with cool tones. So that was our second look with the Cooltrals 20 color palette by Cosmic Beauty. And there we go. So if you like this video, please give it a like, comment, and subscribe. Maybe even hit that notification bell. If not, that's okay. We can still be friends and we can play with cool tones together. As always, behave, make good choices, and we'll talk to you soon. Okay, bye-bye.